Hello everyone, welcome back to Trine. We're at part 3 with the Wolvercoat Catacombs.
Hello, I got to read some more of this. They ain't seen another man, woman, or child, and you skipped it. I was bloody reading that.
Well, yeah, because we saw it in the last video anyway. It's that same one. Since I hit continue, it just picks up where we left off. Since this was recorded in different sessions.
Are there any boss fights in this game?
There are. There's, I would say, 2 main types that we see, and then there's one at the end. The 2 main types that we see, by the time, like, the first time we see it, it's a good challenge. Second time, third time, and then the 4th time, we just...
What, so you fight the same boss again and again?
It's not really a boss, it's just like a big monster type.
Is it like one of those giant skeletons? Like when they just take a small enemy and make them big?
There is a giant skeleton, but there's also a non-skeleton type of monster that's pretty fierce.
You mean like a flesh monster?
No, not like a flesh monster. It's not really undead at all. It's more like just a creature. But it's actually...
Is his name Erwin or Steve?
His name is not...
I gotta stop now because I don't even think I'm doing the right accent.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna let you make a...
I am awful at accents.
I mean, it started Australian, then it turned like Southern, then it turned like Forrest Gump. I
could have done the whole episode as like as Mr. T or you know Mario or whatever.
Oh God,
I just can't do accents.
16 minutes of Mr. T. That sounds exhausting for both you and me.
Shut up, fool! I can talk like Mr. T if I want.
Even he has a bit of an accent going on.
Well, I could do an accent, like, oh, I could do Arnold Schwarzenegger, I could talk like that. But then if I had to do generic Austrian, I get confused. So it's like, if somebody had a British accent, I could maybe do their voice. But then if I had to do, you know, like, okay, it's like Sean Connery. I can't really do Scottish that well, but I could probably do a bit of Sean Connery, like, he is the one.
Oh, Sean Connery is
like,
so Scottish.
Right, we got to go! You know, like... could do Sean Connery, I just can't do Scottish. It's weird. When I have to do a generic accent, I can't, but I have to do a specific voice, I'm a little more able. It's very strange.
Maybe need to watch more foreign...
Like, that skeleton is an idiot, he's getting killed by this stupid fire blast.
It's kinda nice, there's a lot of points where like, the enemies can more or less just kinda hurt themselves. In fact, like you saw earlier, I was the wizard and I was carrying a box around, and a skeleton jumped on top of the box and it rotated a certain way and like broke its neck.
To be honest, we've watched about 37 minutes of the game, I've only seen about 10 seconds.
Well, I keep trying to describe things and being, you know, informative and being helpful.
I'm just kidding around.
I'm trying.
What did you just do?
Man. I'm trying to get that damn experience thing. And
why don't you hit it with like the lasso rope?
Well, actually, I literally just found out that it's really hard to see, but there is a little wooden block just on the ledge there.
See, I'm a genius.
It's true, because not all surfaces are grappleable. It has to be a wooden plank or some sort of wooden piece.
But you could just like throw a rope at it and shatter it and then drip the fluids down into your mouth.
Yeah, but then the broken glass would get on you and it would take some health away. So
hey, that's just bonus.
No, it's a trade-off. It's a choice you gotta make. Luckily, we were able to get by without resorting to...
Here's a question off the bat.
Okay.
At some point, I want one of us to play, like, a really hard NES game. Who volunteers to be the first one? I mean, aside from the fact that I'm trying to play Battletoads, I mean one we could kind of actually beat.
I'm the wrong person to ask. I never played a lot of NES games, and I certainly didn't play the super tough ones.
So then you're the guy who's gonna have to do it.
Well, if I did it, it would be miserable for myself, and it would be terrible for the audience, because they would just see me fuck up.
You'll edit stuff.
Even then, I've noticed that if you're watching someone play a game and they're clearly not enjoying it, it's quite unfun to watch as a viewer. So.
I mean, you should. Well, I mean, here's the thing. Maybe you're right, but only really it would be like that if you had to watch them play the whole game. I mean, and it goes both ways. Like, with the Game Grumps, like, I don't think they could really have enjoyed any of Sonic 06, and they basically played the shit out of that, and people liked it. But likewise, they played other bad games, which they do one-ofs, and then they don't go back to it. Now, maybe watching them play Dennis and the Menace, in which nothing happens, for 18 minutes is funny, but then for 3 hours where they have to finish the damn game, or that, or Home Alone, or some stupid shit, maybe after that it stops being funny.
Right.
But I don't know. It's a give and take.
It depends on the.
Here's another thing too. I have not set up any rules to this channel. If we want to play a bad game and play one episode of it, why the hell not?
Right, and that's fine.
I'd be more than willing to do a couple episodes where we just fucking play a whole slew of just crazy weird games.
Right.
And then we just talk about it, and then that's our one part.
Right.
Oh, here's Boss Man.
Yeah, and this one is...
I shall name him Clayman.
Well, he's thankfully not too big of a challenge. He's unfortunately a little bit glitchy. We're seeing some points where, like, I'm trying to swing at him, and it's just kind of going through him. Likewise, you can see him swinging. He's not always making a connection with the shield that I'm holding up. So, like, right there, it just kind of goes past it. So, it's a little glitchy.
Killed Clayman Doverpon.
Yeah, he's not too tough.
Archduke of the 13th Dynasty of Min.
I think you're putting too much backstory. He's just a skeleton.
That was Claver Doverpon, Archduke of the 13th Dynasty of Min.
Oh, but now he's a dead skeleton. So sad.
You ever see that thing in Wind Waker with the king skeleton guy, and when you put on the skeleton mask, he thinks you're like that one of those old crew guys or whatever, and he's like, "Is that you?"
They're easily fooled.
Have you played Wind Waker?
Oh yeah.
But you don't know the thing I was talking about.
I think I do.
Oh, okay. You didn't respond like you did. You responded like I'll respond, hoping it'll sound like I know what I'm talking about.
Well, I've played Wind Waker. Admittedly, it's been quite a while. I played it mostly like around when it came out. I think I played it a little bit, maybe a little bit while I was in high school a little bit. So I mean, it has been a while.
Did you ever do the pictograph stuff?
I don't think I was able to. I'm trying to think, actually. I remember doing...
It takes a minimum of 3 playthroughs for sure to do it, because you only get the pictograph at the, near the end of the first game, and then you have to play through the second game, in which case, maybe 2 playthroughs, maybe, but I know there's one thing for sure. You have to get pictures of the 3 pirates,
right? And
the only time you can do it is, like early in the game, so you have to and you only can then use the pictures in like the third quarter of the game or something like that, or in the fourth quarter or whatever. And so for almost most of the game, you have to get these pictures and then never delete them, because you can only hold like 3. So so for those 3 alone, you have to do. It's ridiculous. I never bought.
Right. I remember seeing stuff about it. I don't think I ever did much of it myself. I think I might have fiddled around with it like after the first time, but probably I never did it.
I'm a big 100% game guy. Like, I 100%ed almost all of the Mega Man Battle Networks I have, and Mega Man Star Forces, and Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. Like, I have a whole big list. I even 100%ed Smash Brothers Melee and Brawl.
Oh yeah.
Even getting almost all the message boxes. In Melee, the only message boxes I'm missing are like the played a million matches in Melee mode or whatever. But
that's not 100% then.
But the point is, I'm a big opponent of that. When I'm into a game, I like to do that. But that game, I mean, there's like almost no reward for it too. I couldn't be bothered.
I don't know. You can't say 100% it and then not get everything. Just saying, man.
Whatever. I'll do what I want.
In any case, so a couple things have happened. We actually got a skill as the knight.
And that was brilliant.
Yeah, I have to get that experience. And unfortunately, to be honest, I don't know the real nice way they're supposed to do it. You can't really get boxes down there because there's those wooden planks blocking it. I guess if we... Oh, there's another weird thing. I was standing on top of it.
If one dies, they all die? Oh, no, you're alive.
Oh, no. That's not the first time I've died. Or that a character has died. Yeah, the only way I could see around falling on the spikes is maybe summon some boxes that are already down there. Obviously, you can't bring anyone down there, but if you summoned a box
I can
with
tell you
the
how you
spikes...
could have gotten there.
I'm sorry?
I can tell you how you could have gotten there without any boxes.
Okay.
You would have to have thrown a rope on the middle planks from underneath, and then swung your way towards it.
Well, if you do that while jumping, the unfortunate thing is that the momentum will keep you going. And that's what I tried the first time, and it still screwed me over. In any case, the best way would definitely be for summoning boxes, and I didn't think of it ahead of time. But yes, that's not the first time we've died. Whenever a character dies, as we've seen here, we're actually down...
the whole game, the rest of the game, and even when you restart, they never come back?
Not quite. We have been passing by these white spheres that are actually checkpoints. And one added bonus with the checkpoints is that whenever you pass by one of them, it'll resurrect any fallen characters that you have.
You only have a wizard. This is its only means of attack? To drop boxes
it's one of the few. It's one of the few means of attacking. Pretty much physics death is really the only way the wizard
Why
can
don't you just avoid them? Did they give you experience?
I'm sorry?
Did they give you experience?
Some skeletons do, yeah. And not every skeleton, but like every level does have a certain number of experience points you can get from just killing enemies. So we can see right there, it just automatically floats to you, which is kind of nice.
Okay.
But as this has all been happening, the knight actually got a nice little ability where he's now able to pick up things and like kick it at enemies, which introduces more physics-based hilarity when it comes to killing enemies. It's actually quite nice. And there was like one spot in particular that I unfortunately missed it, but I was really proud of it, where two skeletons jump on top of a box, and I picked up the box and kicked it straight up and killed both of them. So it introduces some pretty funny experiences like that. It's not super duper useful like here it is. I'm trying it now. In fact, I can't remember what exactly I'm trying to... Yeah, I guess I'm trying to kick it up there. It's not like super practical. It's more form over function more often than not, but it's still fun, even if it is kind of silly.
Have you ever kicked up a thing and then it landed on your head and your head shattered into 12 pieces?
I can't say so.
No, not him. I mean you.
Just in real life, no, that's never happened to me either.
What about into 2 pieces?
Yeah, I know. Sorry to disappoint you, but I've got nothing on that one.
Oh, okay.
And so
if that happens, they say that you should just leave it for a little bit and let it heal back up.
I don't think that's what they say at all, but that's one man's opinion.
It's worth a shot.
It really isn't. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, it really is not. But
you can't give up hope.
Well, if it's a massive head wound, I would much rather trust the advice of a doctor.
Doctor, can you put my head back on?
Yeah. But anyway, those little pressure plates we saw, those were actually attached to little spike traps. We'll see a couple more of those throughout the game, and they get
so
more...
when you were pressing them, they were releasing the spikes?
When you press on them, yeah, it'll release the spikes. In fact, I didn't press on it. What I did is I accidentally pushed one of the spike balls that was already there ahead, and it rolled over one of the plates and activated the trap. There's I think it's only one instance where there's actually an experience bottle hidden inside those traps, so you kind of have to release it on purpose. And when I was doing this playthrough, I couldn't remember which one it was. So a lot of times you'll see me jumping around those things to try and see if I can experience bottle, because I know there's one of them, and I couldn't remember which one it was. I did find...
What I loved about old NES games, just old games, is when you'd have like traps or spikes, or just basically areas that'll kill you, and then you're desperately, like, you're in one bar, one hit, you're dead kind of health mode, and then a health drops finally. You know, like Mega Man would do that sometimes. It would, like, a health drops, and you're like, yes! Finally! No! And it goes over a pit, or it goes into spikes, and there's just nothing you could do to get it. I think Mega Man was big on that.
It was, and since it was so random, then...
that's kind of what made it fun.
You were bound for some of those trolly moments, and there's not much you can do about it.
And then you just get hit by an enemy, you die, and you're like, well, I'm gonna go kill myself now.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Yeah.
Well,
you're not like, I'm gonna go make a sandwich.
Well, I think a rage sandwich is a lot better than a rage suicide.
What would that be? A rage suicide? It's just like, I'm gonna throw myself off the building, but I'm gonna be screaming and stabbing myself during it.
Well, might as well. If you're gonna go out in flames. go out with a bang. Oh boy. But in any case, so we've got. I think, yeah, well, yeah, obviously we're getting close to the end of the level, but here's more of those little weighted things we can kick at enemies. Again, it's...
Take that, Trevor.
I just enjoy it.
Take that, Brian.
There's one ability that the knight's gonna get not too far from here that is even more... It's even less practical, but it's far more hilarious.
The ability to spit on people?
It is not. It is not. It's
or as the English say, to gob?
They say that?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Gobbing on people.
Well, now I know.
Do you know what gauze is?
Gauze, like the medical...
No, like G-O-Z.
I do not.
I believe it's spit with phlegm.
Well, that's very unappetizing to think about. Alright, well, anyway, on that happy note, well, like I said, the knight gets one ability, and I'm not going to spoil it, but it's even less practical than the throwing weights thing. But I'm warning you right now, I use the fuck out of it, because I think it's hilarious. It's more...
Is it the ability to go... Oh!
No, because it actually hurts enemies. Screaming at enemies, as awesome as it is, there's no shit in this game. Believe me, I've
You
tried it.
make them pee themselves,
Well, they're skeletons. Their bladders are kind of non-existent.
but they have penises.
I've
I've seen the porn.
you know, there's a fan fiction for everything. What is it, rule? Is it 34? Yeah, that's the one. So it's out there. It's always out
Skeleton penises.
there. You know, I'm just gonna. Let's not give it.
Here's the question. I don't know if I actually have ever seen a picture like that, but what would you think it would look like if someone were to draw that? And I'm sure they have. Would it be a skeleton with a flesh penis, or a skeleton with a penis of like bones constructed to look like one?
You know, I've lived my life making a very active effort to never have those types of mental images in my head. And I made it about 24 years. I mean, I've lived a good life, but now they're in my head.
Now the question is being asked, and you must think.
And yeah, now my brain is conjuring mental images that I could have gone a lifetime without having. So thanks for that.
No problem.
Well, so that does it for the. I've already forgotten the name of the wolf something. Yeah, I got nothing. So that does it for that level. Dragon Graveyard is coming up next, and yes, it's just as metal as it sounds. It's pretty.
Oh
Fucking
and there's a boot or a book on the left.
It's the same map and it's the same little artsy.
Although it looks like someone spilled some tea on it.
Oh, that's the thing above. I guess that's like a mana potion or something like that. But
No, I mean not tea on the map. It's got a stain.
oh, maybe it's supposed to look aged and old and ancient. That
Whose
kind of
tea
thing.
do you think that was?
If I had to guess, maybe the wizard. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Do you think maybe it was Archduke Reginald's?
I don't know who that is.
Or what about Countess Amelia?
Don't know who that is either.
Could it have been
All right. So anyway, thank you guys for watching.
Kevin Traylon, the peasant.
I'm just gonna end the video. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.